What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is another PA student question of the week, and today's topic is taking a gap year, pros and cons of taking a gap year, and did you take a gap year or not? And so I went ahead and asked my fellow PA classmates if they took a gap year and some pros and cons of that extra time off or not taking that time off. But before we begin the video, we did come out with some more merch. So I do have this hoodie. This is a navy hoodie in the B positive. I'm wearing a large. I like a little bit bigger, comfy fit. But if you guys do want to go ahead and support the channel as well as help raise money for a charity of my choice, that'd be great. You can go ahead and go to my website right here, jameskimpa.com, and purchase it right there. I also have this in black, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys showed in my first charity challenge. We raised $2,000 for the Shade Tree Clinic, and I'm gonna be delivering a check in a little bit to them. So thank you guys so much. Again, you can cop your merch, live that B positive lifestyle. It's not just a blood type, it's a lifestyle and a mentality. So if you guys do want to join the movement, go ahead and get your merch, and hope you guys enjoy the video.
So I did end up taking 2 years gap between PA school and undergrad. I think a pro of that would be to take extra classes and supplement. What I did was I took a public speaking class. I also took medical terminology, and I think that opened up a lot of doors in terms of where I could apply, because I know some places do want like a Spanish or medical terminology, and I think that really did help round out my application. So I think that's a pro in terms of taking a gap year.
So I chose not to take a gap year, and the reason I chose that was because, in my opinion, I kind of just wanted to get going, and I saw that as a pro. And in my undergrad, I was able to get my CNA and start getting my hours early, and that's mainly because I kind of knew what I wanted to do early on, which was really helpful. And so that was really nice. It did limit the amount of schools that I could apply to because I didn't have as many clinical hours as everyone else. So if you're looking at like certain specific schools, I would definitely take the time to get as many clinical hours as you need. But for me, I was kind of like, I just want to go, and I felt ready and I knew what I wanted to do. So I applied right away and got in, which was awesome and lucky. But yeah, so that's why I chose not to take a gap year.
And how old are you when you started PA school?
I was 21 when I started PA school.
Awesome.
So I didn't know what I wanted to do after undergrad, actually. I became an EMT, and then I did that for about 3 years, and then I became a paramedic, and I did that for about 6 years, and that's actually how I learned about the profession of being a PA is through work. And I actually had to go back to school and take all my prereqs, and then I was able to apply, and then I got into PA school, and now I'm here.
I took a gap year when I finished undergrad. During that time I worked as a scribe, just saved up money for PA school.
Okay, so I did not take a gap year due to the fact because I didn't really want to. Honestly, I wanted to kind of get right into to a program. Just because in my mind I had a family, and so that's 1 year of income I could possibly be missing out on. And another reason is because during undergrad I did have the hours, so that was a pro for me. I guess one reason why I wouldn't be able to do that is if I was so busy and saturated during undergrad that I didn't have enough time to accrue the amount of medical experience or have those things that are pertinent to my application. Therefore, I probably would have taken a gap year to satisfy all those requirements. But in my case, I kind of did everything all at once and really didn't regret applying during senior year of undergrad, and I'm happy I didn't.
I did take a gap year. It was kind of close to 2 years before I got into PA school. The pros of it was that it did teach me to become an adult. I had to start paying my own bills. I paid off my loan from undergrad. It taught me responsibility and what it really took to live on my own, which was really important because in PA school I moved. The cons was that I did kind of forget the school feeling. Coming back and having to study so much was kind of like a newborn baby learning again and figuring out what really worked for me. But again, PA school is kind of a different beast, and maybe you do need that clean slate to start fresh and start new.
It's really important in PA school to have clinical experience. So if you're not going to be taking classes and taking like a gap year, not taking undergrad classes to get clinical experience, I just used that entire year to work in the ER, get to interact with patients, so that way when I went into my interviews with PA school, I could tell them what I was doing. I was meeting with patients, and even though I had a certain amount of clinical hours on my application, when I went into interview, I could say, I have this many 100 hours of clinical experience, but I'm gaining more, and I had more since I last applied. So that's the advantage of taking a gap year between undergrad and PA school.
All right, and I'm back. So, as you guys heard from some of my classmates, a few of them didn't take gap years, a lot of them did take gap years. And for me, I graduated undergrad December 2014. I did take an extra quarter, so I finished December 2014, and I didn't start PA school until July of 2017. So that was almost 2.5 years worth of a gap. So something that you have to consider is that your application year while you're applying is another year on top of your gap year. So I worked full time for a year, I took my GRE, retook some prereqs that I needed to complete, and then I went ahead and applied. And so that overall added up together to be 2.5 years. For those of you guys that do want to go straight, it's not impossible. You know, I have classmates in my class, in my program, that went straight from undergrad. You guys heard from Sarah, she started PA school when she was 21. How crazy is that? I started when I was 25, and I think our average age for our class is around 26, 27. But you know, if you're really set on becoming a PA and you know early on, you get your hours, you do well in your prereqs, you can apply right away. But like most people, it's hard to get those hours and do well in undergrad at the same time. So I do recommend taking a gap year if you don't have any patient care hours or you have a lot of the prereqs to retake or need to take. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please, please, please comment below what question you want me to ask my classmates in the next PA student question of the week, and I'll go ahead and get that answered for you guys. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to be like my blood type, be positive. I'll see you guys in the next one.